Okay, we are recording. Welcome back. This is episode 3 or day 3 of Coding Until I Get a Job. We're going to pick up right where episode 2 ended, and we are going to be on the JavaScript Algorithms and Data Structures course of Free Code Camp in the basic JavaScript area, and the name of the particular area we're in is create decimal numbers with JavaScript. So as always, I'm going to read through this, and then we're going to read through the problem together and work through it to a solution. So it says we can store decimal numbers in variables too. Decimal numbers are sometimes referred to as floating point numbers or floats. Note, not all real numbers can accurately be represented in floating point. This can lead to rounding errors. And if you would like to read more about the rounding errors, you can see more details by clicking right there. So now that we've read through a brief description, let's read through the problem. So it says create a variable, myDecimal, and give it a decimal value with a fractional part, for example 5.7. So myDecimal should be a number, and myDecimal should have a decimal point. Okay, so we're gonna change, I think we can leave the constant declaration alone. We don't need to mess with that. But we are gonna change our decimal to myDecimal, and we'll give it a different value of, we'll say 6.8, and hit run tests, and it worked. Okay, so it looks like that one worked all right. We're going to go ahead and submit and go to the next challenge. So we are on the lesson titled Multiply Two Decimals with JavaScript. In JavaScript, you can also perform calculations with decimal numbers, just like whole numbers. Let's multiply two decimals together to get their product. So our problem that we are trying to solve in this one is changing the 0.0 so the product will equal 5.0. Okay. Seems doable. I think we can leave the constant declaration alone. We can leave product alone. We are literally just changing this so it equals 5. So 2 times 2.5 should give us 5, I believe. So we're going to run the tests and see if that works. It does. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go to the next challenge now. And the title for this chapter is called Divide One Decimal by Another with JavaScript. So not much in the way of an explanation here. We're just doing the same thing we did with the multiplication, except we are using division instead of multiplication this time. So our problem is to change the 0.0 so that the quotient will be equal to 2.2. So if we change, we can leave the constant declaration, leave quotient as the name, leave the assignment operator, but if we change 0.0 to 4.2, 2 should go into 4 2 times, and then the 0.2 should be the remainder. Let's try that. Okay. So, 4.4, my bad. Telling you, not great at math. So constant quotient equals 4.4 divided by 2.0. 2.0 goes into 4.4 2.2 times. And the quotient should equal 2.2. So if we hit run test, there we go. We've completed that one, and we're moving on to the next one now. The title for this chapter is called Finding a Remainder in JavaScript. The remainder operator, see, this is the one that I was talking about in the, I think it was the previous lesson. This is the Modulo Operator, which is the remainder operator. This gives the remainder of a division of two numbers, as it says so right here. We'll read through all of this just to make sure we have a clear understanding of it. This is something that I struggled a little bit with, so it's always nice to touch up on things that you were struggling with. So 5 modulo 2 equals 1 because 2 goes into 5. 2 goes into 5 twice for 4 and gives a remainder of 1. Okay. Make sure to look through that example. So usage in mathematics, a number can be checked to be even or odd by checking the remainder of the division of the number by 2. So this could come in handy when you're doing the FizzBuzz challenge. Note, the remainder operator is sometimes incorrectly referred to as the modulus operator. Okay, so this is not that. That's good to know. It is very similar to modulus, but it does not work properly with negative numbers. So, what does modulus look like in JavaScript? Because I swear, I thought that's what it looked like. Either way, they're both very similar. The one that I was referring to in the previous lesson and just now is called the modulus operator, and it is very similar apparently, but it does not work properly with negative numbers. That's something that I need to remember, and I would think that you guys probably need to remember that as well, because if they're that similar, that's something to keep in mind. So our problem here, we need to set the remainder equal to the remainder of 11 divided by 3 using the remainder operator. So remainder is equal to 11 divided by 3. Is that all it's asking? So 3 goes into 11, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. So that's a remainder of 2. And it says right down here, the value of remainder should be equal to 2. So I think we've got it. So we've got our constant declaration, the name, which is remainder, the assignment operator, which is equal, and then we have our operation with numbers here. So we have 11, remainder 3. 3 goes into 11 3 times with a remainder of 2. and let's run the tests. We should get it. Okay, cool. We got that one. Let me check on time real quick. We are at just over 10 minutes. We're doing pretty good on time, actually. So we're going to hop back over here now. And let's take a closer look here. So the title for this chapter is called Compound Assignment with Augmented Addition. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Okay, so in programming, it is common to use assignments to modify the contents of a variable. Remember that everything to the right of the equal sign is evaluated first, so we can say myVar equals myVar plus 5 to add 5 to myVar. Since this is such a common pattern, there are operators which do both a mathematical operation and assignment in one step. Okay, that's cool. So one such operator is the plus equal to operator. And then it has an example that says it's got a let variable declaration with the name of myVar and the value equal to 1. So then myVar plus equal to 5, and it will console.log myVar, which should then be 6, because we're adding 5 to it. Yeah, and right below it, it says 6 would be displayed in the console. So our problem that we need to solve on this particular area is we need to convert the assignments for A, B, and C so that they use the plus equal to operator. Okay, that seems like something we can do. So let's do, we can get rid of the equal signs here. And let me just make sure, so we have let A equal 3, let B equal 17, let C equal 12, and then we have A, okay, so we can do plus equal to, plus equal to, plus equal to. So we have A plus equal to 12. And then 12 plus 3, 13, 14, 15. So that's 15. 9 plus equal to B, which is 17. 17 plus 9, I believe, equals 26. And C plus equal to 7. And C, where C is 12, so 7, 8, 9, so 19. So C should equal 19. I believe we have this one solved. So we'll run through it really quickly here. We have our let declarations here that are allowing us to give the variables here a name. And we have an assignment operator here, which is equals. And then we have our default values here. And below here, we have the variables that we declared earlier, plus equal to, which is the plus equal to operator we just learned about, 12, and then A will act as 3, because A is holding the value of 3, so 12 plus 3 equals 15. All right, seems pretty straightforward. Let's run the test. Ooh, I missed something. Hold on. Let's see. Invalid left-hand side in assignment expression. Left-hand side, what does that mean? You know what we do when we get a syntax error, or any error, really? We copy this right here. Control C. Open this up. and so it looks like I may have to say, oh, let me go back real quick. What I'm gonna do is copy or cut this, have B at the start, and then paste. Oh, that didn't go how I wanted it to, but I'm gonna paste that and then type 9 there. So now with B on the left-hand side, which seemed to be the error that we were getting, left-hand side error, let's run the test again and see if it passes this time. Okay, cool. So make sure to move that B to the left-hand side before hitting submit. So we're going to submit and go to our next challenge now. That one took me a second. We're only at 16 minutes though, so we are going to keep moving on. The title for this chapter is called Compound Assignment with Augmented Subtraction. Ooh, that's a mouthful too. So like the plus equals to operator, the minus equals to operator subtracts a number from a variable. They have some examples here. My var equals my var minus 5 will subtract 5 from my var, but it can be rewritten as my var minus equal to the operator 5. So our assignment here that we need to solve says convert the assignments for A, B, and C to use the minus equal to operator. So what we can do is this. We can go ahead and get rid of the assignment operators here on all three of these. And once we have the assignment operators going and we have only this, we can do A minus equal to A, or B minus equal to, and C minus equal to, and there is our subtraction operator here. What is it called? Let me make sure. Augmented subtraction operator here. So we have minus equals A minus equal to 6, B minus equal to 15, and C minus equal to 1. Okay, so A should equal 5, so let's make sure this is correct. 11 minus 6 is 5. B, okay, I think these are all correct. Let's give it a shot. And it worked. Perfect. So that one worked well. We're going to go ahead and submit and go to the next challenge now. So let me get readjusted here, and okay, so our title for this chapter is called Compound Assignment with Augmented Multiplication. So that is very cool. The asterisk equal operator multiplies a variable by a number. So asterisk equals is the augmented multiplication operator. Multiplies a variable by a number. Okay. They got the examples just like the previous two challenges did. Feel free to take a look at those. But I'm going to go ahead and move down here to where it is our assignment. And our assignment says convert the assignments for A, B, and C to use the augmented multiplication operator. So what we're going to do is kind of the same thing as the last two that we've just done. So the augmented addition and augmented subtraction. We are going to come down here. We're going to get rid of the A and the equals at the beginning on each one of these. Oop. Okay, so here's what we're going to have to do. With line 7, we are going to have to switch B over to the left-hand side, or I believe we'll get that same syntax error that we had previously, which was left-hand something. So we're going to have to move this, but we'll do that in a second. What we're going to do is come down here now, get rid of the equals and the first C. So now we can switch B and 3. So if I put B right here and 3 right here, that should fix that possible issue we could run into. So now let me make sure we want to do the operator here. So the augmented multiplication, we'll do asterisk equal to, asterisk equal to, asterisk equal to. Okay. And I believe this should be the correct solution, since we did fix the B issue on line 7. Let's run the tests and see if this works. It does. Fantastic. Okay. So that one is now completed. We're going to go ahead and submit and go to the next challenge. We are right at 21 minutes, 30-something seconds. I think we could probably get 2 more challenges out, depending on how hard they are. Let's go ahead and give this one a shot. The title for this specific lesson is called Compound Assignment with Augmented Division. Okay. The /= operator divides a variable by another number. They show examples as they previously did. The layout is very similar to the previous ones that we have completed. It is, however, a different symbol being used here. So this one is called Augmented Division. And our assignment for this wants us to convert the assignments for A, B, and C to use the Augmented Division operator. Okay, so again, this one seems pretty straightforward, like the last few ones that we've completed. Line 7 does not have any issues that'll pop up this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the equals and the first A, the equals and the first B, and the equals and the first C. That way we're left with A, B, C at the beginning, and now we can do the augmented division operator, which is /= equals to, / equals to, / equals to, and then we have our numbers here. So I believe they don't need us to touch these numbers, if I'm not mistaken. It says A should equal 4. 12 goes into 48 4 times, so I believe that is correct. Let's give it a shot. It is. Perfect. Okay, so that one was fairly easy. It didn't take too long. Let's go ahead and get this next one done here. The title for this chapter is called Escaping Literal Quotes in Strings. Okay, so this one actually has some info to read up on. I'm going to go ahead and read through that, and then we will start on our problem. So it says, when you are defining a string, you must start and end with a single or double quote. What happens when you need a literal quote, or so double quote or single quote, inside of your string? In JavaScript, you can escape a quote from considering it as an end of string quote by putting / in front of the quote. In front of the quote. Okay. So they give an example here. They've got a constant declaration with the name of sample string, str, and then the assignment operator of equals to, and then a string with double quotes. So the quotes right here at the beginning and right here at the end are going to be treated as our literal quotes. And the second set here, inside the second set that is inside the first set, is going to be interpreted as an actual quote, since it has the backslash quotation mark, and then at the end it's got backslash quotation mark. So that signals to JavaScript that the following quote is not the end of the string, but should instead appear inside the strings. So if you were to print this to the console, you would get, Alan said, Peter is learning JavaScript, with the quotes. Use backslashes. Okay, so this is our challenge, our assignment. So it says use backslashes to assign a string to the myString variable, so that if you were to print it out to the console, you would see I am a double quoted string inside double quotes. Okay, so let's do this. We have our opening and closing quotations here, and within those we're going to type I am a, and then we need to do a backslash here because we are about to, oh, that's a pipe, backslash double quote here, I am a double quote, okay, and then we need to end it right there. Okay, I am a double quoted string inside, and then now we have to space backslash open double quote doublequotes. Let's put a space there. And then at the end, we want to add our backslash again and our double quote. That way it is interpreted as an actual quote. And at the very end, we have a period. So there we go. I think that is correct. So we have the constant declaration of myString equal to I am a, and then the escaping a string. Yep, string inside escaping string, period. Okay, let's try running this test. I think it may work. If it does, fantastic. If not, we'll go right back to troubleshooting. But let's give it a shot now. Okay, that worked. Fantastic. So submit and go to the next challenge. We are actually at 2840, so I'm going to leave it off right now. Again, we are leaving it off on quoting strings with single quotes. We'll pick up with quoting strings with single quotes in the next video. Again, thank you so much for watching. This is definitely outside of my comfort zone, but I'm gonna keep uploading it because, as the title says, this is coding every day until I get a job. So that's what I'm gonna do. If you like this content and like following along with the videos I make, you can subscribe. I would love it if you did. If you are a developer, also please subscribe. Talk to me in the comments. Any ideas you have, even I'd love to try them. I'm just practicing code until I get a job, and even then. All right, I'm rambling. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.